Hello, good morning, good afternoon. How is everyone today? Welcome to Off the Cuff. If it's your first time here, please let us know in the chat. I'd love to welcome you personally. The chat is amazing. Our moderators are amazing. For those of you that have never been here before. Today's a special day. It is Doubleheader Friday, or as the chat is now saying, Double Decker Delora, which is a very cute name. Thank you, guys. The thing is that Fridays I do Off the Cuff, and then at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I'm over on our Rumble channel, Delora OBrien, The Gathering. And every Friday for the past 2.5 years, we have been doing Fab 4. There's 4 of us on the panel. We bring you all kinds of information. And tonight is very special. There is a narrative starting. I said it about a month and a half ago. I warned you guys, and I'm telling you, it's stepping up. This anti-Mr. T narrative is creeping. And it's creeping. Well, we're going to take care of that narrative tonight, just so you come and join us. Also, same place, Rumble, Solomon's Porch. That's our online church service. Not your typical church service, guys, believe me. Not your typical church service. We are not your typical church. So that's 6 p.m. Sunday night. We have a couple of special guests we're very excited about. And this. So let me tell you, let me get real with you guys. I don't wear dresses. I just don't. Never did. I got really skinny legs. And everybody goes to me, oh my God, I love your legs. No, you don't. When I was pregnant, I looked like Big Bird. Okay? That'll give you a little idea. So anyway, I got really thin legs. I never wear dresses. Wow. Jenna sent me over this dress. It's called Practical Classics. I can't stand up. I'm not going to model it, but it's got like pockets halfway down, and it goes. It's midi, so it goes in the middle of your calf. It is drop dead gorgeous, light. I told Dennis, I said, I'm wearing it all summer with flip-flops. It is so amazing, but I'm not going to stand up and start modeling. I got too much to do. Go over joyandcountry.com, Delora's Closet, or in the description, and get it. And Karen, you don't wear them either. No, I don't wear dresses. Listen, girl, go look at this dress. I can't even tell you. In the pockets. I went in Dennis's office. I said, how do you like that? He said, wow, I never saw you in a dress. So anyway, go check it out. And then of course, we're down to the last bunch. Jenna said, what did she say? These are going to be like sold out either today or tomorrow, down to final quantity. This is our Psalm 91. It's got the scripture verse. It's got that little jewel, and it's got the angel wing. So go over there and check it out. Well, again, this is, I don't know when she's getting them in again, but if you get one of these and your mom would like one, or sister, or whoever you buy for Mother's Day, this is a beautiful, beautiful gift. And remember, the price you see over there includes shipping. Okay, so it's free U.S. shipping on everything. But this is what else she said. There's a Saturday Steals sale going on in the website, an early Saturday steal until Saturday night, midnight. You get 10% off your entire order, and visit the joyandcountry.com website to get the discount codes. She said she also added a lot of new and clearance items to the inventory, up to 65% off of that. And this 10% discount code works on sale items. So you're getting double discounts and free U.S. shipping. And because Jenna is my daughter's name, for those of you who don't know, we call that Jennazon. And that's my duty I had to do. Okay, guys, here we go. It's going to be a wild ride. I have a ton of topics that, and I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit just like this one, go this one. And I try to figure out which way to go. And this was the next one. Now, why do something about secret locations? I again, it's just a way of getting people that don't understand what they don't see actually exists. Sight fools you. Sight fools you. What if you go by what you see? You don't believe any of this. You have to go by what you discern and what you investigate and research. And then what you do is like in a court of law where you have all this evidence and it points to something. That's what you do. Rarely, and I mean it, rarely is that wrong. So, okay. So what locations have been hidden from the public eye for many years? What locations can't you go to? What is there and you don't know what's happening behind that building? What's in that building, that a government building that doesn't have any windows? So it's not shocking to find out that there's three areas that it comes from. It's the three-letter agency that begins with C, the three-letter agencies that begins with F, and NASA. Okay, those are the main three that will hide this stuff so that we can't see it. And not only in this country, I'm hitting some other stuff in the rest of the world. Okay, you can't go to these places. You can't gain access. One of the places, if you go there and you decide that you want to work there and you take a job, you're actually told up front you can't leave. So, and I'm going to go there first, actually. Okay, I know the most famous is Area 51. I get it. I'm going to hit that at the end. All right, so I'm going to do the rest first, but I want to spend some time on Area 51. I have a lot of opinion about that. So let's just dig in. Okay. All right. So here we have a very interesting. It's called United States Dugway Proving Ground. Okay, it's located in Dugway, Utah. It's about 80 miles southwest of Salt Lake City. In 1942, it was established by the U.S. Army as a base. Okay, as you can see, its purpose. It's said to conduct, if you dig, you can find it, biological and weapons testing. And it's not a small facility. Let me tell you how big it is. 1,200 square miles. You realize that is the size of Rhode Island. Mountain ranges are surround it on three sides. You can't get there, but one entrance. During World War II, it was used to develop new weapons, so secret that people who lived there had no idea it was even there. It got closed up after World War II, but then reopened at the start of the Korean War, and it's still open today. What's interesting is that in 1968, and this is something you can find readily available, 6,200 sheep died suddenly, like that, like they were there, and then they were on the ground near Dugway. No one answered that. No one answered why. The people who lived in the area, the farmer that owned the sheep, all asked why. No one would come forward and give an answer. This is also the facility that, let me take this down a second, that accidentally shipped anthrax from this facility to other places around the country. Remember many years ago, there was this whole big anthrax scare. Washington, it was, and it was all this stuff was happening and who found it in the office, who found it in an envelope. So they stuck fear in us. And absolutely, it was true, but it wasn't meant to go that way. What happened was they wanted to be an anthrax scare. I kind of wonder, it's just me and my brain going down a road, would that have been the beginning of the lockdowns? Did they want that? And then it didn't happen. And let me tell you why it didn't happen. It kind of got away from them because when you opened it, it went into the air. There was no way to control that. And if you were in an office next door, it could go right through, seep right through, and you could end up getting anthrax poisoning. So very interesting. But what's going on there now? Maybe bioweapons? I don't know. But by this picture, it looks actually as restricted as Area 51. It says a restricted area in accordance with the directive issued by the Secretary of Defense, 1954. That's a long time ago. They've been working on this sucker for a long time. And let me tell you what's even crazier. Dugway, Utah is what is called a closed city. You can't move there. The only people that live there are people that work at Dugway or other relatives or people connected. But it's one of those cities, not only can't you visit there, but the people that are there aren't allowed to leave. Give that some thought. All right. Now, next one. Where did I do that? Oh, I didn't get one of Potent. Oh, shoot. Potent down. I didn't get a picture of Potent down. I'm sorry. Let me just go over it really quickly. It's located in the United Kingdom's most famous government facility in the UK. No one knows what goes on there. They have no idea what projects are there or what they do there. It opened in 1916 after they discovered chemical weapons were being used by the Germans in World War I. They opened this facility. Operations scaled up and down according to the threat to the UK. Operations are at a high right now, and that kind of tells you what their feeling is happening. Did I put that up? Let me take a peek. I didn't. Shoot, I thought I had a picture of it. All right. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to see if all right, it's okay. There's pictures. I had a picture of them. The whole place works in gas masks, 24/7, round the clock. It's UK's health authority as well as several private companies work there. There's so much we don't know. The people of the UK, I mean, from 1949 to 1989, from what we know about the place, they did medical trials there. But on who? And in what? The VX nerve agent was tried there to see if it would work on the population. That was developed in 1952. They created some of the most dangerous substances, including anthrax and the plague. But let's jump to 2001. What? Now listen. You know how I love to connect the dots. 1 week after 9/11. Okay, I'm going to go back to the anthrax scare. Remember, it was all over the place. They blamed it on the Middle East people. They developed this for anthrax. You need 3 to 6 of these for it to work. Let me just sit here a second and let you guys think about that. 1 week after 9/11. Was that supposed to be what happened to us 4 years ago? But it was too hard to contain, like I said. Very interesting, isn't it? Did you ever hear of the anthrax one? It exists, and they were developing it. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Dolce Base in New Mexico. This actually rivals another one that rivals the privacy in where is this? In Dolce Base, New Mexico. Here is where it is. Okay, now it's a small town in northern New Mexico. It's close to the Colorado border. Has 2,600 people, which are mostly Native American. It's a hidden little town. A lot of strange secrets. Some people that live in Dolce, which Dolce Base is a giant underground facility. It's known to go many levels deep. It is said weird experiments are done there. Biological technologies are developed there. Former U.S. government employees blew the whistle on them. One of them was Philip Schneider, who took part in a secret underground base experiments in 1979. He said he was suspicious of the standard engineering operation. And when he noticed the presence of Green Berets and Special Forces operatives while he was drilling, he was wondering why they were suddenly there. All of a sudden, a 7-foot gray being appeared, and he said they shot it. According to reports from engineers, there was an underground battle with 60 people losing their lives. Now, Schneider, he's either a liar or a nut job. And I don't even know which one, but not too long after, he suicided himself. And he was a pretty young man. So you go figure that one out. Okay, here's what this is from the schematic of the underground that came from Schneider. Okay, 7 levels deep, each level experimenting on all kinds of things. So this is, again, one of the most secret places in the United States. It's another person, his name was Greg Valdez, longtime state trooper, came forward and said that he's seen too much. I believe he even wrote a book. You can go to Amazon or wherever you buy books and look up Greg Valdez, Dolce Base. And you can get that book, or you can read it. Many others, some people now missing. Incredible stuff going on here. So obviously you see security and ground level. Human staff housing. I like that they say human staff. Execs and labs, then mind control experience. Alien housing. You got to understand that word alien is used to provoke fear. Aliens could mean illegals. Aliens could mean Nephilim. Aliens could mean people on the lands past Antarctica. We don't know. But what I find especially interesting is the cryogenic storage. Now, let my mind go wild. My mind go wild. Again, speculation, possibility, my critical thinking. When I think cryogenic storage, right away, do you know where I go? A star. You don't see an A-list star for 15, 18, 20 years. Suddenly they come blasting back on the scene. They look just like they did at 45. Cryogenics? I don't know, but some incredible stuff is going on in Dolce Base in New Mexico. Okay, here's another one. This is very interesting. This is located, another one, of course, in North Yorkshire, England. This is the RAF Menswith Hill, okay? It's a Royal Air Force base that was established to provide communication with the USA only. That is a prohibited place, Official Secrets Act between the UK and, is that a bit bizarre to you? I don't know. Did the Revolutionary War was it really real? Is it really real? Did we really break off from Britain? I don't know. Even more interesting, is that control was transferred from this, still open, but transferred to the hierarchy, the higher upper echelon of the NSA in the 1960s. And this is where Project Echelon begins, okay? Project Echelon is a surveillance program that operates across the Five Eyes countries. That's US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, okay? It's a global system for intercepting private communications. Yes, between me and you, could be listening to me right now, enabling them to perform mass surveillance on individuals and companies Yes, yes, you're correct. That's espionage. So this is my question. This is my question. Who decides who should be surveilled? Who decides if someone's a threat? Do they decide because the powers that be don't want any dissension? So anyone that doesn't agree with them, they're a threat? So a free thinker is a threat, I guess. I guess free thinking. You can't free think. I'm gonna do a show on that. It's called Double Think. I'm gonna do a whole show on that. This is Echelon is used to eavesdrop on landlines, cell phones, fax machines, computers. It can track bank accounts. Now, how do you know if they're doing that to you? Okay, obviously, I looked that up because I want to know. And it's the old story. You get clicks, your phone overheats, your cell phone. When you turn it off, it takes like a minute for it to power down. Those are the things that you look for. Okay. Look, they can easily keep millions and tens of millions of records on individuals and companies and countries. It's not just us, it's countries as well. So that's it. Yeah, Susie's Corner. That's a very good point. We won freedom from Britain in 1776 and lost it in 1871. Touche. All right. So here is Bureau 39. This is another one. Let me get you warm and fuzzy. If you talk to anyone who's fled North Korea, apparently they will tell you that Bureau 39, or as they warmly call it, Room 39, is crucial to earning revenues for North Korea. So what is it? 2018, a whistleblower who snuck out of North Korea said it generates all kinds of money for the regime through illegal activities that are quietly accepted. They say they're using money to stockpile foreign currency. They've been known to counterfeit US $100 bills and infiltrate them and push them into the population of the United States. They also produce meth. They produce heroin. They don't sell it to their citizens. They sell it to other citizens. They commit widespread international insurance fraud and set up a ton of shell companies to make money off of. And of course, no one is allowed access to that. And if anyone says anything into their family, it's immediately at you and all your family. That's how they keep them into control. Okay. This is another, oh man, these places, very interesting. Diego Garcia, located just south of the equator. I don't even know. Equator. Is there an equator? Equator in the Indian Ocean. I'm sorry. In 2008, Time Magazine. Whoop, whoop. Time Magazine, 2008, exposed Diego Garcia and said it was a remote island where the C, three-letter agency, conducted experiments used to torture enemies and interrogated prisoners. It is a British territory, but it's very, very controversial. Approximately 1,000 people live there, but they were forced out of their homes and were relocated. So let me show you this. I didn't put that up either. I got so much to do. My brain is too chock full. Okay, so let me take that down. But you can look up Diego Garcia. They're part of the Chagos Archipelagos Islands. All right. If you go there, you don't come back. It's a one-way trip. You work there, you stay there. That's it. One-way trip, guys. You go. You get on American Airlines, you get on Delta, wherever, and you Go there. One way. This is British protects this, staunch on protecting this U.S. Military base. One of the two main bomber bases that the U.S. has in the Asia Pacific region. But let me tell you what happened with the 1,000 people. 1,000 people were shipped to Rangerik. Okay, it's an uninhabited little island about 100 miles away. They were left there with food supplies for a few weeks. See, you got to understand, they just went in. The U.S. and the U.K. went in, took everybody's homes. That's another thing. You know, you really don't own your home, but I'm not going to go down that road. I'm going to do that another day. I'm going to tell you how to really own your home. So anyway, they shipped them 100 miles away, and they left food supplies for a few weeks. But they tried to produce crops. They couldn't produce crops. So they had significantly less food. A lot of people were starving. A lot of people lost their lives. The fish were less edible. There was it just was a disaster. Within 2 years, those that did not die were actually on ready to the verge of starvation. Delora, isn't that island another GITMO site? Yeah, Ria, it said that. I don't know for that for sure, but it is said that. I have that in my notes. Yeah, it could be another place. You know what happened is has gotten very in the know. So now they have to find a different place. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? So what happened was the United States responded to their plight, and the people were again uprooted. This time they went to Kwajalein Island, where they lived in tents next to a cement airstrip, and given that by the Americans. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure they were very happy you took them out of their homes and their businesses and their livelihood. Now they're living in tents on an airstrip. 6 months later, they were shipped to Keeley Island, 400 miles south, where they again began to starve. Another attempt was made to resettle them, but in 1978, it was revealed that within 1 year, some residents seen a 75% increase in radioactive material in their body. They were moved now to Majuro Island. The early 1980s, what was left of these families, listen to this, good for them, filed a class action lawsuit against the United States government, which eventually resulted in a $90 million trust fund for their local government for cleanup and resettlement purposes. Now, after that happened, there is a law, you can look it up, I forget what it's called, that you can no longer sue the United States government. Do you want to know why I know that? Because about 15 years ago, I wanted to sue the United States government. And I went to an attorney. And he said, you can't sue the United States government anymore. So that's what that happened. There's about 50 people from the UK still living there. It's an American base with thousands of Americans, civilian and military. But this is the most interesting thing. Remember when I told you that the shuttles that take off and they used to go into the Bermuda Triangle? That's where they would drop because they never went up. And then all of a sudden, it's okay to travel on the Bermuda Triangle. Oh, well, since then, this is the place the shuttles land, right outside of Diego Garcia. It's detached from the mainland. The closest point is the tip of India. And whistleblowers who've left there say it's a cover for top secret projects that were too tricky and too dangerous to put on the soil of the United States of America. In 2014, many people said that the missing Malaysian flight MH307 landed in Diego Garcia. Now, what happened with that is mid-flight, The plane lost a signal and was escorted to the island of Diego Garcia. And now what is being said is there was a top secret plan and different ingredients on that plane. And the only way they could get it out of the country was to put it on a commercial aircraft and make them land in Diego Garcia. Now, what happened to all those people? According to everything that I've read, and I've dug deep on this, and again, could it be wrong? Absolutely. But from what I understand, they were given new identities. Now, I am trying to find the Malaysian MH307 passenger list. If you have that, please get it to me. Okay, send it to ddgathering@gmail.com. This is very intriguing to me, and I'd like to expose if those people are alive. Some contacted family. That's why people know this, and they started speaking up even now. So it's very, very interesting to me. Very. Diego Garcia, very interesting. The next one is the NSA spy hubs. There, another. Look at this. Like that wouldn't stand out in your city. It is the place that the NSA uses to spy on you. This is a question that all of us United States citizens these days, the truth lies behind those fortified walls of these windowless skyscrapers all over the United States. And I'll tell you the cities they're in. It's restricted, it's secret, it's built to withstand terrorist attacks, natural disasters. You probably walk by these buildings all the time, you don't even notice it. But these are NSA spy hubs. Is there one in your state? I don't know. This is where they are. They're in Atlanta, they're in Dallas, they're in Chicago, they're in Los Angeles, they're in New York City, they're in San Francisco, they're in Seattle, and of course, they're in Washington, D.C. But here is the most interesting thing. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Okay. The NSA has a spying partnership. I'm sorry for you guys that your cell phones are with them, and I'm not telling you to don't, because I'm sure Verizon and T-Mobile and the rest got their stuff too. But I would be amiss if I didn't tell you this. The NSA and AT&T have a spying partnership. These spy hubs, so hold on, I'm going to take that down, are part of the very controversial NSA surveillance program and an integral part of the world's largest, AT&T is the world's largest telecommunication system. That means that the NSA has access to every bit of data to all of us across the country. The N, three-letter, I don't want to say it again, I've said it too many times already, regards AT&T to be one of its most trusted partners and has spoken previously about how this company has such extreme willingness to help. Many people have concerns about the ethics surrounding this. How can a cell phone telecommunication company partner with a three-letter agency that is using spying? And because of its unique relationship, the leveraging of communication infrastructure to monitor billions of emails and phone calls and even online chats, it's upped tremendously. Now they have access to all that. So look, they've revealed a body of evidence, classified N, three-letter documents, public records, interviews with former AT&T employees, which talk about the secret buildings. So look, here's the thing. Okay, let me just say this. You guys know this. I have a friend that was in the NSA for many, many years, part of the rank and file. I have a friend that was in the FBI for many, many years, part of the rank and file. These are good people. These are good people. Okay, they're awake and they know, like we know. It upsets me when people say, "Oh, you're kidding me." I had people write to me, go, "Oh, I don't trust anybody that was part." Guys, are you going to get mad because the central banking system owns all the banks? So you're going to blame the teller? That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. So you have to understand, these people are good people. They're given orders. Is there a lot of things that both of these people, and actually one more, can't tell me? Yeah, they're under an oath. And they're good people, but they're told you can't. It's very hard. So you gotta. It's like I said the other day. Everybody in Hollywood's not a pedo. Everywhere, stop with the generalizations. Let's see what things are. Not every female is a male and not every male is a female. It's not. They're not. Okay? We gotta get smarter because they're laughing at us. Okay? All right. I'm going to do two more. This one is very interesting. You guys probably know about this one. Mount Rushmore. I've never been there. I really want to go there at some point. To think that a person carved that is out of a mountain is just I can't even, it takes my speech away to think that was actually done. It's one of the most famous landmarks in the United States. It was designed by, if I could say his name right, Gutzon Borglum. But interestingly enough, he died in 1941. And here it is 50 years later, 1998. They installed a vault. Now in 1930s, when he designed this, he put a secret cave that looks like it just goes in a little bit, but it goes. Okay. And he wanted it to be a vault for documents chronicling America's history. This is what it looks like. If you go, you can't see it really you can see it from the bird's eye view, Mount Rushmore. You can't really see it. I can only put 10 pictures up on the platform, StreamYard, that I have. It's huge. Like it's like 50 feet high. That isn't like this little opening that you see. And so what is said now, but because of what is going on, that documents inside this vault are like the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the real ones, the President's Book of Secrets. So many. Yes, it's guarded. No, you cannot go there. You can't even start climbing the mountain to go there. They'll cut you off. Okay, so here's the last one. Obviously, the most famous one. For years, the military even denied its existence. But it wasn't until 2013 that officially the military said it existed. People have tried to sneak into that area. Some were never heard from again, sadly. It's been 50 years, people trying to get around it, trying to get through it. And what has happened is it's become big business in this area. They have alien restaurants and, take me to your leader stands and gift shops and all this stuff. Movies mention it, shows, books. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It was constructed by Lockheed Martin, guys, just so you're aware. It was constructed by Lockheed Martin. And it was It was, if you can think about this, it was during the time of black and white shows. Okay. I think it was 19, I forget what, but if some of you are old enough to remember that. So in the early 50s, it was hiding secrets, even way back then. It was originally constructed as a test facility for planes, spy planes, all kinds of things that they couldn't do out in the open. It's one of the places on Earth where if you try to trespass, you will be met with such force that it makes your mind like one of those emojis. What actually is there? I have my own, and I'll tell you what I think after. I think, people said, oh, it holds an alien spacecraft. It holds dead and aliens. It holds live aliens. Where did they come from? The reason, look, they've walked us down the road of aliens since the 1920s and 30s. And if you guys, obviously I wasn't alive, but if you read about it, they had a radio show where they said aliens were landing and it was a joke, but the whole world got scared and people were freaking out. Look, they've been trying to convince us that there are aliens coming from outer space for as long as I can remember. And aliens are coming from outer space, but it's not up there. It's not the space up there. Okay? They really are. There is an outer space, and they're called extraterrestrials. How come they're not called space terrestrials or whatever? Extra, additional, terrestrial, land, additional land. They come from additional land, extraterrestrials. Okay? Now, so many people are getting hip to that they're no longer going to be called that. You're not going to see, they're not going to be called that anymore. It's very interesting. It's like illegal aliens are now called migrants, or pro-abortion. That didn't sound too good. So they had to say pro-choice. Double think, double talk. That's what they do. So the most popular theory is Area 51 holds an alien spacecraft, like I said. In 1947, many people saw something crash to Earth. Military said it was a weather balloon. It's the most interesting thing, I believe, that gives us a clue of what's going on. Was it a weather balloon? Could very well have been. There's a man named Bob Lazar. Okay, you can look him up. He worked in Area 51 for many years. In 1989, he came forward, called himself a whistleblower, and he revealed what he called the truth about Area 51. He said that an alien ship is there, and there are aliens as well. If you Google him, it all comes up. You can even get it on Google, which has me questioning. If you look for him on YouTube, you can find him. Of course, you can't find where he went to school, what he is, who he is. And when asked, who are you? Where'd you come from? See, whistleblowers can even fake it. They can even pay you to be a whistleblower. Then he said, they deleted all my records. They deleted all my life. I have no life. He said the military used reverse technology on this aircraft, and they use it for their own jets. Look, if they didn't kill him, he's not real. They're all working together. You think that Lazar's telling the truth? I don't. If it was that secretive, okay, he would be buried and not in the top hits when you look for him. He would be buried right on this platform. Those that work there until today are transported from Las Vegas on an aircraft called the Janet. I don't know why it's called the Janet. You find out why it's called the Janet, let me know. The planes are unmarked. The windows are darkened. When they get off the plane, they get on a bus. Darkened windows, and they go. So, what could it be? Extraterrestrial activity could be secret, all kinds of secret biolab technology. Could be where they've done experiments on people they don't want anybody to know. Admiral Byrd said several times there's a land beyond the South Pole, Antarctica. Could it be aliens from there? Sure. Those are aliens. They're not from our land. But look at the timing of this. I think it's very interesting. Between 1945 and 1959, the U.S. government recruited, you know this, 1,600, I got to be careful how I'm going to do this now, people from Germany after World War II, okay? All kinds of engineers, technology, and you know what they did, okay? And they formed NASA. What experiments did they do over there on people, especially those that were not German? What experiments did they do? A lot of them are working in Area 51. Is that why they're doing it? But why that name? Do you know that the real name of Area 51 is classified? Area 51 was a placeholder and it stuck. Okay, I'm going to go one more general understanding of what's happening here. There are things in our country called closed cities. Okay, what I wrote you, Dolce, New Mexico, is one of those closed cities. Okay, the first closed city ever built was Washington, D.C. It was restricted and was closed. It was a high security military base. Once you went in, no one was allowed to leave. And then they opened it up. Okay. But why? See, that's my question. It seems like all of them, and there's a lot of closed cities. You can go look them up. You're not going to get it on Google. You got to go to either brave.com or whatever you use. Sensitive military secrets, afraid of research being leaked out. They can't trust it anymore. There's too many whistleblowers coming forward. In January 2019, a man was shot after he led a police on a chase into the closed town of Mercury, Nevada. Okay. It's in it's around. It's you can find that place. And then the Dugway, Utah was made a closed city in 1941. And again, a hub for biological and chemical warfare testing. A lot more cities, they have restricted access. GPS doesn't bring you there. You can't get there. The maps, they're not on maps. The exact number of people that leave there, it's usually around 500 people, but they are there because they are working, and that is their life, working on what is in that area. So that's it, guys. Look, there's a ton more. I could make this a 5-part series if I wanted to, because there are so many areas that are restricted that you can't go near. So it's a very interesting thing. If you have any questions, okay, I need 3 question marks, okay, and then the question. Was DC, hold on, was DC originally a U.S. city unlike now? Actually, no. From what I read, it was a closed city. That means when it first happened, nobody could go in there. It wasn't like, people could visit and go to see, whether the White House was built or not. But you have to go back a lot. You have to go into from 1776 and read about the White House, the DC, Curious Tadpole. Yeah, hope that helps. Okay. I see I don't have any questions. Well, then I guess that's it. I get off early today. Is that what you guys? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Holiday. I appreciate that. He said, I love your Fab 4, etc. And okay, so I'm going to computer froze just as you were answering questions. Okay, I've got to answer this one. This is off topic, but I'm going to answer it. So, Gigi, here's my question to you. Not snarky. I'm not trying to be snarky. Okay. How do you know it's full? How do you know it's full? See, let me tell you what I know. all right, from people that I know, that if it was full, no one would know. Anyone that's telling you that they have inside information is not telling you the truth. I want to know how they know. Don't just tell me. When you come on my show, I tell you, go look everything I'm saying. Everything. And when it's speculation, I tell you it's speculation. And you know what's funny? I actually know people that were in there. And you not want to know what they tell me? I can't tell you. We're not allowed to say. So it's not, we've got to realize most people that tell you they know someone, know no one. Sorry. Is Mr. Trump in charge of these places? I have absolutely no idea, but you need to understand, Mr. T is not in charge of everything. We got to kind of wake up and realize that. If he was, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in. That's all. That's all I got to say about that. Are all the black ops military constitutional or any secrets against citizens, etc.? Okay, I'm going to go down this road and it's going to get me in trouble. Okay. And I'm probably going to have to get off because if you had virtual tomatoes, it'll be thrown at me. A lot of this stuff you hear, in fact, my NSA friend and I were talking about this morning. If he's watching, he's going to have a good laugh. Most of the stuff you hear from a few different people is not true. That about this and the laws here and the orders there and this and that and blah, 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 blah. It's not. I'm sorry. A lot is wrong with those. And I'm not going to say any more than that. But Black Ops Military Constitutional, Rebecca, if I knew, I would be one of Mr. T's advisors. Yes, Mary King, can you do a show on Medbeds? I will actually do a show on Medbeds when I know that they're real. Now, let me say this. This is what I do know is real. And then I'm going to take a couple more and because I don't really like to go down other roads. But since this was kind of self-explanatory, there's probably not a lot of questions. So I'll go off the cuff on this stuff. Okay. I know this is personal to me and Dennis. Okay. I know of how can I say it? Dan, you're watching me, honey. How can I say this? Of it's not a healing bed like they call these, but it's a diagnostic tool that can find almost, and it's kind of like an ultrasound, but it's not. And it tells you, okay, technology. Yeah, there's a technology out there. See it with these eyes. See it. Saw it. Okay? That's why I can tell you this. That can tell through an ultrasound what your arteries are like, what your heart artery is like, what your lungs, where they see cancer, can zap the cancer right there. This stuff, that thing exists. Okay. Now, is that the precursor to the med bed? I don't know. But I do know that that exists absolutely 100%. Is it what many say that the beds do? No. Turning back years. I don't believe that is out yet, or it's not been, the technology's not been revealed. There's people in the Washington or Virginia or Maryland area. Kim, if you're on here, you're going to know who I'm talking about. Maybe you can tell me where it is. That said they have med beds, but they weren't really. They really didn't. And I don't want to go down because I don't want to say that they're not. They're trying to help, but they call them med beds and they're not med beds. So I hope that answers your question. I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings on some of this stuff, but I got to be honest. Will you do a show on what happened to our country in 1871? I actually will. Let me write it down. Boy, do I have a lot to say about that. Yeah. Talk about, wow. Yeah. You're welcome, Gigi. Thank you. Okay. Ron Wyatt, I don't know. I don't really do things on people much. Why is Getty the one who has pictures of everything? Many other do as well. Being in the industry, there's Wire Image has all the pictures. There's a lot of them, but I know where you're going with Getty. I know where you're going, and it's true. Where do you think the new Capitol will be? Honestly, I'm hoping it stays where it is and we take it and knock down the obelisk and the Washington Monument. And I'm not one for running or moving. Okay. I believe it should stay right there. And I believe that house that is white everything should be cemented in the basement and every wall should be knocked down, and new drywall put up and bleach it. Bleach it. That's what I think. Ron, I do hope, Vanessa and Ron asked too, I do hope that that's where it will be. I really do. I'm sorry. I'm all right. I'm not going to do any more. Yeah, that's another good one, Ron. Chemtrails. Yeah. Yes, Ronnie, I can show you how I do research. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a show just on that. Yeah. Okay. Let me go right to the bottom. The theory that, no, Rhea, that's not true. I met him. Okay. Twice. And that's not true. It's just not true. Let's say, okay, right. Then we have nothing to worry about. Forbidden Planet. I'm not going to say that on here, but you know your question. He's not right. Okay. Some of what he's saying is not right. And his family's coming out and saying stuff about him that he's not right. And he has no right saying a lot of stuff he does. But that's another thing. I may have to take down the chat. Okay. Anyway, that's it for now. Let me just this. So look at my pockets. Look at my pockets, you cute dress. Please go over joyandcountry.com and check this out. And I'm telling you guys, for you ladies that don't wear dresses, and if you do, this is so comfy. It's mid-calf, and it's one of those things that you want for the summer. You throw on a pair of flip-flops or sandals, man, and you can go to the grocery shopping. You can go everywhere. It's called Practical Classics. And I have a small on. Okay. So for those of you that I could have worn a medium if I wanted a little bit looser, but I have a small on for those of you that want to try to get a size. And then these may be gone already, actually, after people, you know what they do? People see that these are almost gone and then they go over while they're listening to me. So this is the Psalm 91 necklace with the angel wing and the little Julie jewel. It's 30 inches long. You just put it over your head. Love that. And joyandcountry.com. It's in Delora's closet. This is, and well, these are. And Jenna said, there's early Saturday steals going on over there on the website until Saturday night. You get 10% off your whole order. And go to joyandcountry.com for the discount codes. She also added a bunch of new stuff to the sale and clearance items up to 65%. You still off and you still get another 10%. And as always, remember, whether it's $10 or $40, always free shipping. You don't add another $8 or $9 to the price or $7 or whatever it is. It is free shipping. We call it Jenna's On. Love you guys. Oh, the bracelet. That's funny. You caught that. So I can't. Just watch for this. Look at the feather. Look at this. You go watch for new stuff. We're working with a Patriot, everything handmade. Oh, gorgeous. You won't, when I tell you Austrian crystal, you wouldn't even believe this stuff. But anyway, that's it. Go over to joyandcountry.com. Love you. See you tonight. Fab 4. Be there or be square. Love you guys. And remember, always go in the power of God. Ciao.